Hi, thank you for joining me to watch this video. If you are watching this, it is because I think that you are a perfect fit to be part of Rodan and Fields. And I'm not going to try and sell you as to why you need to be a consultant for Rodan and Fields. That's ultimately only a decision that you can make. But I am going to tell you the reason why I made that decision for myself and decided to invest in myself and become a consultant for Rodan and Fields. So if you see me glancing down a little bit, I'm trying to keep track of time so I can be respectful of your time and my time, because I know we're all busy. So let me give you guys a little bit of background as to why I originally said, no way, no how am I going to be a part of direct sales. So a friend's wife had approached me and said that she was a consultant for Rodan and Fields, and she knew that I owned a bakery, and she knew that the bakery took a lot out of me, and she wanted to know if I would take a look at Rodan and Fields. So I told her I knew I was interested in the products because I had seen and known people that were using the products, and I knew that the products were good. I'd seen plenty of the before and after pictures, and I knew that this was great skincare. So I told her right away, yes, I'm interested in the skincare, but I do not think that there's any way in the world that I'm going to ever do direct sales. And the background to that is my husband and I, we did try direct sales through a different company about 7-8 years ago-ish, and we had invested well over $2,000 into that company, and I never received a single dime from them. We didn't make any money from that, and it's not a good feeling to know that you just threw that money away. So we had totally just sworn off. There was never going to be any more direct sales in our house. It just wasn't going to happen. And I was okay with that. So when she approached me, I said, yes, I'd love to talk to you about the products, but I'm just not interested in being a consultant. So she was very respectful, said she understood, no worries. She said, but would I just take a look at a video for her? So I said, sure, go ahead and send it over. You guys, I had already made up my mind. It was not happening. There's no way is she going to have anything to say that's going to make me change my mind. So, but I didn't want to be rude, and like I tell my children, don't be ugly. So I said, yes, I'll watch the video. And I did, and it was intriguing. It did. It piqued my interest 100%. But again, I had more than 2,000 reasons not to be a part of direct sales. And the other thing was I didn't want to inventory. I didn't want to have to pay, $400 or $500 every few months to have a stockpile of skincare products in my house. I didn't want to pay in thousands of dollars just to be a consultant with no guarantee I was ever going to make any money. There was all of these reasons that I had and these preconceived notions, and I was like, that was a great video, and it's wonderful for her, and she's making some money, and so was Tracy, my friend that I talked with, and that's great. I'll use the skincare. I'm not going to be a consultant. So she laughed. She said she understood, and she said, do yourself a favor, Amy, and do some research, okay? That's all I ask, is just do some research. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. And I kind of yeah-yahed her. Well, I don't know what you want to call it, but coincidence, divine intervention, I don't know. But it wasn't within a week later that I ran into two people that I knew that were both using Rodan and Fields skincare. It's like, seriously, why is this just in my face? Then more of my friends approached me. Well, 2 friends approached me about becoming a consultant for Rodan and Fields. I thought, is this working for all of these people? So I actually asked them questions about it. And I knew that, let me turn my phone down. And I knew that I wasn't, if I was to ever be a consultant, I wanted to be one under Tracy, because she had first approached me, and I felt like she really knew a lot about the business and she was passionate about it. But nonetheless, I picked these other ladies' brains. They were making money. Okay, so how come I was in direct sales before and I didn't make a dime? And these 3 ladies that are in Rodan and Fields, they're all making money. Okay, so maybe I do need to do some research. So I did, and I did a lot of research. And I was bound and determined that I was going to find this one article out there, or this one website full of all these statistics as to why you should not be a consultant for Rodan and Fields. I was looking for the reasons not to, and I needed to find those. I needed to validate the way I was feeling. So I searched and I researched and I researched and I researched, and I did not find that. Didn't find it. So I thought, well, okay, maybe I need to listen. So she messages me again and says, hey, I know you're not interested in the business, but what if you and I went to an event and gives you a chance to get away, go out, have some girl time, have a drink or two if you want, and just listen. Well, I didn't want to tell her that I'd already done all this research and I was somewhat interested, because I didn't want to get like a hard sell put on me. So I said, sure. And truth is, if I can escape the circus, I'm in. So went, listened to the presentation. And the cool thing about Rodan and Fields is they have corporate events. So I'm outside of Austin, and it was like a 20-minute drive, 15-minute drive for me to get there. And it was neat to see that corporate comes and does presentations. So for those of us that are not comfortable all the time getting up in front of people, you have this opportunity where corporate comes to town and they do that. So it's not required that you have parties in your home. It's not required, like I said, inventory and all that stuff. But if you want to have a get-together, you want to have an event, and you want to talk to people about it, you can. But that kind of scared me. But going to this, and there's corporate there talking to everyone, it's like, well, this is kind of cool. I've never seen this. And I've been to candle parties, I've been to container parties, I've been to lipstick parties, all that stuff. And I'd never seen a corporate person. So that obviously intrigued me. Well, when it was all said and done, I was in. I was 100% in, because you combine all the research that I had done. I already knew that the skincare products were the bomb. I mean, I had friends using them, and their skin had made major transformations. I mean, some had acne. That was gone. Some had melasma. That's those dark spots, those really dark spots on our skin, sometimes from the sun or pregnancy mask. I don't know if you've heard of that. I've seen people who that stuff is gone. I mean, holy cow. People pay thousands of dollars for chemical peels and laser treatments to get rid of that stuff. And you use the reverse regimen, and boom, it's gone. I knew people that just their overall skin looked better. I have 11s, and those are those, see them? There you go, right there. Those are those lines that right here between our eyes. Mine are getting better, okay, because I use Redefine. But I had friends that had them really deep inset, and using the Redefine and the roller, gone. So I had seen kind of the gamut: sensitive skin, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis. Soothe takes care of those things, takes care of all the symptoms that go along with that stuff. So I already knew the products worked. So I had done my research. I knew about the products. I go to this event. There's corporate people speaking. It's not this high pressure, hard sell tactic, none of that. It was a very comfortable environment for me. And one of the things that Tracy had told me that really stuck out to me was, you can earn money at this, and you don't have to have the stress that you have with your bakery. And she didn't really understand the significance of telling me that, but it wasn't long before that I had gotten sick and went to the doctor, and I was sick. I mean, real sick. And turns out I had a stomach ulcer from stress. And the doctor said, you need to identify what that stress is, and you need to eliminate it. Well, I knew exactly what it was, and it was the bakery. And I had started that bakery from scratch, blood, sweat, and tears. And if you know me even just a little bit, you know that I was all about the bakery. I was the cake lady. And that was part of my identity, and I really loved it. But it turned into this beast that took over my life. I didn't have time for my family. I was missing events at my kids' schools, at their sporting events. I never had time for date night. Weekends, I didn't get weekends. People were so excited. It's Friday. Yay, it's Friday. I'm like, I'm going to be up all night tonight making cakes. So my weekends were spent doing things for other people's families, making their weekends special. And my kids are sitting over here. Mom, can you go play catch with me? Mom, can we go do this? No, I can't. I have to make a cake. I have to go do deliveries. I have to do all these things. So when she told me that, it really just kind of was a gut punch. And I thought, if I can make money and still contribute to our family and not have to do the bakery, holy cow. So I walked out of there a believer and knew that this is what I needed to do. And I almost felt like that it was being put on me, like, you need to do this, Amy. Listen and do this. And so convincing my husband, AJ, was a little bit more difficult because we had those 2,000 reasons why we would never do direct sales again. So I just told him, you need to research. I did research. I'll send you some links. And my husband, he's a numbers man, statistics, bottom line. That is him all day long. So I sent him some information. He even did more research than I did. And he said, you're right, this is good. But this was not the right time for us. So we thought we were having remodeling of our old home, We were trying to remodel our old home so we could sell it. We were looking for a rent house to move into while our new home was being built. We were hemorrhaging money for the rebuild, money for deposits for a rent house, money for everything for building a new home, which is insane amount of stress in itself. So we just had money flying out everywhere. So while I knew it was a good thing and it was something that I really wanted to do, I thought to myself, I can't spend the money right now to become a consultant for the simple fact we are just throwing money out the window right now. You guys, hindsight is 20/20. I signed up on September 10th, and by September 30th, 20 days later, I had way more than made back every penny I put into my consultant kit. To buy my business kit, I earned all of that. And on top of that, my business kit is already tax deductible because it's my expenses to start my business. So I'm already getting to deduct it in my taxes, but I earned it back in 20 days. And if I would have known that I could have, that it would have happened for me that way, because again, being in the other company for a couple of years and not earning a penny, I really wasn't sure what this was going to look like for me. So that in itself made me realize I don't have to be a salesperson. I don't have to be a salesy person in your face, anything else like that. 3 weeks time, I more than earned back my kit. That was huge for me. And so had I realized that back in April, May, June, when we were first talking, I would have signed up right then. Totally would have signed up right then. But I didn't, and it fast forward to September and signed up. And guys, just to give you an idea of my journey, since being a consultant for Rodan and Fields, the culture within Rodan and Fields, let me just say this, is like nothing ever I've experienced before. So you have this very supportive group of women, and just specifically within my team, incredibly supportive. The knowledge share is huge. So as a consultant with Rodan and Fields, corporate puts out a ton of training, ton of training. So you can go into your dashboard and there's just an immense amount of information for you to learn from. And like training programs you could be a part of that just walk you through everything on how to be efficient with your time, because we're all busy. So walk you through how to be efficient with your time and things that you should do. And you go on to the Facebook team pages. There's help with messaging if you want help with messaging. There's before and after pictures everywhere. I mean, it's just like handed to you, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And that for me was huge because, you know, I'm busy. I have a lot of stuff going on, and I don't have time to start an entirely new business like I did with the bakery. I can't invest that. I didn't have that time. And that was the beauty of this, was I didn't have to do that. So, like I said at the beginning, I don't want to keep going because I don't want to run over time here, but do yourself a favor, okay? Because I can't tell you you need to do this. Do I think that you should? Yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't have invited you to watch this. But I want you to do the research, because you ultimately are going to make that decision for yourself. So there's two things. I'm going to follow up with you in a few days, and I'm going to give you 2 homework assignments, okay? So one is tonight, when you take your makeup off, whatever skincare you're currently using, even if it's a bar of soap, because I was a bar of soap user, that was me. I didn't even wash my face every night. But wash your face tonight and look in the mirror and look and see what you want out of your skincare. So seriously give yourself a good look in the mirror and see if there's anything about your skin that bothers you. Is it these 11s? Is it these dark lines? Is it large pores? Is it blackheads? You know, do you have monthly blemish breakouts? Do you have melasma, those dark spots? Do you have super sensitive skin? Really be honest with yourself and look in the mirror, okay? And I want you to be aware of what that is. And then when we talk, I want you to tell me those things, and I want you to tell me if your current skincare is taking care of that for you. Okay, and then the second thing is do some research. If you have 15 minutes, spend 15 minutes, okay? If you're tired of browsing on Facebook when you go to bed at night, spend that time and do some research, okay? If you have an hour because you're sitting at your desk eating lunch, do the research. And that is something that I can't impress upon you enough, is to do your own research, because as much as I can tell you this business is great and this is for you and you're going to be great at this, that's your decision. You have to be comfortable with that, and you have to make that decision for yourself. So when we talk in a few days, I want you to tell me what you think about your skincare, what you think about your skin, and then I want you to have made a list of questions, if you have any, after you've done research. And if you have a significant other and you guys have talked about it and y'all have questions, have a list of questions ready for me, and I will answer every question for you. I want you to be comfortable with this decision, and I want you to see what this can do for you and what it can do for your family. You guys, this is replacing my bakery income. And what I can do with that time that I don't have to spend baking cakes and being up all night and trying to get naps in on the weekends because I didn't sleep Friday night or I didn't sleep Saturday night, I don't have to do that anymore. I get to go on date nights with my husband. I can be at all of my son's ball games and practices. My daughter can go to gymnastics and I can be there for the whole thing. I don't miss things at school anymore. And I'm not grumpy all the time because I'm tired. And I don't have a stomach ulcer. So the amount of things that you can gain from Rodan and Fields may not always just be financial, but that time freedom is huge. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up. Do your homework. I will reach out to you in a few days, and I hope you guys have enjoyed hearing my story and my journey of Rodan and Fields, and thank you guys for your time, because I know it's valuable and I know we're busy. So take care and have a good night.